but I won't learn. I stopped smiling today, 'cause people go away. It'll never change, but I'll stay the same. I stopped smiling today, 'cause people go away. And you've gone away. Can you feel the rain around you? Does it remind you of me? Does it remind you of my smile? I look away, but I'm just afraid I won't be remembered. You won't be here anymore. I stopped smiling today, 'cause people go away. You'll never change, but I'll stay the same. I stopped smiling today, 'cause people go away. And you've gone away. I ran away today. I had to get away. I had to remember your smile. I don't know the life you're living. I hope it's going okay, 'cause I'm going away. I stopped smiling today, 'cause people go away. It'll never change, but I'll stay the same. I stopped smiling today, 'cause people go away. And you've gone away.
Good evening. How's it going, everyone? How are you all? So, yeah, I've decided to do something a little bit different, a little bit out of channel for me. Tonight we're gonna look at some 90s comics. As I've mentioned, well, as I was talking about on my Twitch stream last night, I've developed a bit of an archive. Hello there, Rinny. How's it going? Hello, Trucker. And hello, anyone else who happens to be watching. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a look and a gander through some old 90s comics, some of which aren't actually from the 90s, actually, admittedly. I'm looking at some quite recent ones there, actually. But as usual, well, not as usual, but for this stream, obviously, if you're a patron, you have access to the studio, so on my Discord. So if you want to come in and have a look at these with me, please feel free to. Same goes for anyone listed with co-host on the server. Perfectly welcome. Yeah, so essentially I did this a couple of weeks ago over on Twitch one afternoon, just for a couple of hours. I found all my old, well, not all my old, but I found an archive of scans from the Sonic the Comic magazine that was produced in the UK from about 1993. Hello there, Rolling Bear. From 1993 till, when was the last issue of it? Let's have a look. Let's just open up the scans I've got for the very last issue. When was it? ...2002, I think. Hang on, let's zoom. Yeah, 2000. It ran for 9 years in print. And I found out recently it still goes on online. There's an online version of it. With Sonic the Comic, the later years they just reprinted comic strips from like the previous years. I think there were around about that time I was reading there was like huge cutbacks and changes at the publishing house that published Sonic the Comic, Fleetway. So they ended up just reprinting a load of the old comic strips, which is why, on a technical standpoint, if you look at like the early issues, like I'm looking at, right, let's take issue 12, 11 megabytes that file is. The one I just opened was 1, because the people who scanned them realised they were just reprints and didn't bother. Which is fair enough, I guess, if you're doing one huge archive. There's no real point in having duplicates in there. So what we'll do, we'll pick up from where I left off on Twitch, which I think was, I think it was issue 7. We'll have a quick we'll have a look through some of these. I've got other ones. It's not just Sonic the Comic. Looking at the ones I've got, we've got also I've got a few Jurassic Park ones. I've got adaptations for Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. I've got the complete Red Dwarfs magazine, which that's what initially led me to do the original Sonic the Comic stream, because I wanted to see if it was interesting to look through comics. Hey, Steve! Hey, Steve! How's it going, Steve? So yeah, we'll have a look at a couple of issues of the Red Dwarf magazine as well. I've got an almost complete archive of every single X-Files comic. Because if you know anything about me, you know I'm a huge fan of the X-Files. I've got a few random ones as well. I've even, as I mentioned in the chat a moment ago, I've even got the comic book adaptations of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Well, the first 3 novels in it. All got comic book adaptations. So we'll have a look at that too. But for now, let's have a look at Sonic the Comic. But before we do, how is everyone in the chat? How are you all doing? It's Thursday night. The week's nearly over, guys. We managed to get through essentially the first week of September and everything's fine. Kind of. Not. The world's burning, but you know. Anyway. I'm sure you're doing fantastic, Rin. And how's Steve? All good. All good. So, right, let's have a look at the charts for this month, for this fortnight on here. So in this week being, I've forgotten already. What's the bloody matter with me? You're on a vacation. Oh, nice. So this was August 1993. Jesus. So we've got Jungle Strike, which I don't think I ever played. I don't think I ever played Jungle Strike, actually. Micro Machines. Terrible game. Cool Spot. It's kind of cool. It is a cool game. It earned its name. Let's put it like that. Sorry. We've got Mega CD. Only 9 entries. So hang on a sec. I seem to remember there was much less in the fortnight before. So I think they actually released some games for the Mega CD by then. Let's have a look. Yes, only 7 games in the chart a fortnight before, so 2 games came out. Still no sign of Night, apart from a review we watched. We not watched, but looked at. Master System, top of the charts was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, understandably, although the Master System version of Sonic 2 wasn't all that good, to be honest. The Master System version of Sonic 1 was amazing. Wasn't quite as speedy or flashy as the Mega Drive one for obvious reasons, but I enjoyed it. Ghostbusters for the Master System re-entered the charts at number 10. Do you know what, right? For all the stick the Ghostbusters game gets, the original Ghostbusters game gets, the Master System version of it, the Master System port of it, was definitely the better one. Much better than well, definitely the NES one, the Atari one, and the Game Gear one. I never had a Game Gear, actually. I never had a Game Gear. Which was well. So let's see what we got. Sonic Goes Scouting. The UK scouting movement gets into some serious Sonic action this autumn as it joins forces with Sega to launch Sonic Speed Challenge. This involves selling. Yeah, of course it would be selling I'm not going to do this kind of shit for free. The Sonic the Hedgehog scratch cards. To raise money for the Promise appeal to help the Scout movement in between the 18th of September and the 18th of December. Each Sonic scratch card will carry 3 questions on the theme of speed. Reveal 3 correct answers, and you could win a prize. These range from posters, Game Gears, Master Systems, and Mega Drives, to the top prize of a Mega CD, which, actually, to be fair, it would probably have been better to bundle the Mega Drive and the Mega CD as the top prize, because without the Mega Drive, the Mega CD doesn't work. It's useless. So in addition, cards with So that was the thing. What happened? So what's this? The strip in this issue was Super Sonic. I read this one the other day, actually. I was flicking through these to see if I could find... Because I want to do this Red Dwarf video. I've been looking into whether or not it'd be worth looking at Sonic the Comic as its own video as well. So I've been reading these comics as well. But let's see. Oil Ocean Zone. Situated high in the northern hemisphere of the planet Mobius. It's also one of the most infuriating levels on Sonic 2. Apart from Mystic Caves and Sky Chase. No, not Sky Chase. The one after Sky Chase. The one where you're on the big ship. Right, so... Dude, that looks like one of the bad guys from Braid. One of the little Goomba things. I've been fighting this fire for 3 days now. If it spreads any further, the whole of the oil ocean is liable to go up. You see, you've got to appreciate the artwork a little bit on these, because it's quite good. Yeah, check that out. How cool is that? I'm coming to get you. I'm going to get you real good. Obviously, this was... that was a line taken directly from their collaboration with Michael Jackson. This I do not like the look of. Says all the fleeing 12-year-olds. Right. Before anyone points out, I know the accusations against Michael Jackson were never definitively proven. So yeah, essentially in the comics, they portrayed Super Sonic, which is the prize for getting all the Chaos Emeralds, as a psychopath. Because look, he kills the Badnik and then goes straight back towards his friends. I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you. I'll take you all on. One at a time or all together, I don't care. Them's literal fighting words. Yeah, never disproven either. Yeah, that's true. So let's have a look at what they reviewed this fortnight. Shinobi 3, Super Shinobi. Is this one? Have I got this for the Mega Drive collection? Yeah, I have. Return of the Ninja Master. I quite like the Shinobi games. They were all hard as balls, but they were good fun. Hang on a sec, what's this? In Excess, make my video. Oh dear. In Excess, of course, that was the rock band glam rock band where the lead singer accidentally killed himself because he wanted a strangle wank, basically. Died with a tangerine in his mouth and a belt around his neck. Strange way to go. This would have obviously have been before that happened. This game came out. So what would this have entailed? Right. So, in excess of the latest additions to the Make My Video series for Mega CD, other MV titles have been released in the US, but this is the first official title for the UK market. The aim is very simple: edit together a music video of your own making, or follow the hints for from some strange characters in a pool hall. I'm guessing they're the strange characters in the pool hall. The scene is set with you watching two rather attractive young females playing pool. The only way you... This is a comic aimed at children. This is outright aimed at kids. Oh yeah, hang on. The editing is done by choosing from lots of... Gunstar... Oh! I hear a lot about Gunstar Heroes. Never played it though. Apparently it's very good. I mean, it rated well as well. I got 80%. So, one of the hottest shoot-em-ups ever. Treasure is a new Japanese software house all set to produce some groundbreaking games for the Mega Drive. The story behind Gunstar Heroes is very simple. You have to beat an evil creep who has taken over the world. Along the way, you'll get to face some real brutes. They come at you from all sides, all the time. So basically, it's just Contra, isn't it? That's just Contra. Oh, yeah, they diversified. They started bringing out more comics based on other games. Kid Chameleon. Oh, I'll turn that magnifier off for a second. Well, at least they've started doing a comic that had words in it outside of Sonic, because the Shinobi one was just literally just pictures. So yeah, look, we've got this idiot here looking like a cross between John Travolta in Grease and the Terminator. Is he dabbing? Fucker's dabbing. Check that out. Have we found it? The very first dab. I have played Comic Zone, Scotsman. I have. It's hard, actually. That's a really difficult game. I think Steve got me that last year. Let's shrink that. Oh dear, look at that. And then he enters some sort of Tron-style Faraday cage. Becomes a digital hero. The mid-90s would mean he's being all Michael Flatley. So let's see, what happened in the news? Well, right. last time we looked at these, we looked at we were reading about the Sega bus. This time they're not telling us where it is. So what have they done with it? Right. The Sega bus is continuing to tour the country, bringing high-tech Sega fun power to a venue near you. A special phone line has been set up to bring the very... right, I see. All you have to do is call the following number. They're charged at 36p a minute, cheap rate, and 48p a minute all of the time. Jesus. All revenue generated from the line is... well, at least it's going to charity. Yeah, there's Damon Hill. Letting Sonic drive his car. Why Sonic needs a car, I don't know. Game Gear gets its own Game Genie. Game Genies were interesting. Game Genies were very interesting, actually. They're officially referred to as game trainers. Yawn, blind girl. How's it going, sweetie? Essentially, for the younger of you who are watching, Game Genies and action replays and things like that, game trainers were essentially a interrupt for your cartridge. So you'd plug your cartridge into a Game Genie or an action replay, and then you'd plug that into your console. And what it allowed you to do was change certain things in the game. You could find codes in magazines. In fact, they usually print them in this. They printed them in this magazine. And what it would do is it would fuck around with the ROM, and you'd end up with things like infinite lives or alternate palettes for characters and things like that, or infinite health. It worked in the same way that kind of password systems used to work. Because in some old games, it's perfectly possible to type in random passwords, and they have some sort of effect. And the same would happen with Game Genies as well, but they'd be very limited. Game Genie? Yes, I'm talking about Game Genies, trucker. So then we've got a list of new releases from September. We've got Jurassic Park for the Mega... Jurassic Park on the Mega Drive wasn't too bad. I preferred the SNES version for its... Yeah, it does. It does. I've just never really bothered messing around with it. So let's have a look. Right. Jurassic Park, Ultimate Soccer, Shinobi 3. Oh my god. There was a Make My video for CNC Music Factory. I'm going to look that up. Hang on. Hold on a sec. Sorry, I've opened a tab and then hidden the chat. Right. Make my music video. CNC Music Factory. What? It must have been shit, or either shit or cancelled, because there's no mention of it on their Wikipedia page. Let's zoom back out. James Pond! Oh, did anyone ever play that? Video killed the radio. Yes, Steve. Video did kill the radio star. This was when people knew what the M in MTV stood for. James Pond, Operation Starfish, marks the return of Gamedum's favourite-thinned secret agent to the Mega Drive scene. It was. Yes, you're right, Trucker. Video Killed the Radio Star was the very first song played on MTV. Congratulations, you win 10-0 points. So, oh yeah, they did a Streets of Rage comic strip. There are people out there who genuinely believe, actually, that the first music video played on MTV was Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. But two things wrong with that. Firstly, MTV had been around for for quite a while when that song came out. And secondly, the song directly references... Yeah, there you go. Scotsman says, I thought it was Money for Nothing. No. MTV... When did MTV start, actually? Because Money for Nothing came out in 1985, I want to say. MTV started in 1981. Yes, Blind Girl, I am in the studio. I did say at the start of the stream, if you're a patron or you're listed as a co-host and you want to join on air, and the one thing I would say for this stream is if you are going to join on air, then at least engage with what's going on the stream. If you're just going to come in to hang out and not sort of pay attention to what's going on the stream, then it's kind of pointless. But so yeah, MTV, August the 1st, 1981. Dire Straits paid homage to the I Want My MTV campaign. Yeah, and just to satisfy... I don't know why I'm talking like that. Just to satisfy my own twinge of... Hey there, Blango. Well, we were talking about Game Genie a moment ago. We'll get back to the Game Genie at some point. We're talking about retro games. The idea of the stream tonight, Blind Girl, is I'm not just looking through Sonic the Comic. I'm going to be looking at other comics that I've got. I was going to say weird comics, but I didn't mean that. I meant most of the comics I've got in this digital archive are licensed comics, or licensed or adaptations. Original. So they're comics based on licensed properties. So at the moment we're looking at Sonic the Comic, which has licensed comic strips based on the Sonic the Hedgehog games, Streets of Rage, that kind of thing. But other comics I've got in my archive, I've got the almost complete X-Files comic book collection, which I haven't just got digitally. I've got a few issues of the original X-Files comics as well. Why? Actually, Foxy watched a couple of episodes of the X-Files on Twitch earlier, because Twitch has got this new watch party feature where if someone's got Amazon Prime, you can join them in watching the same thing on air. You have to have Amazon Prime to do it, so that's how they get around Yeah, you have to have Amazon Prime in order to watch what they're... You can still watch the stream and interact in the chat and things like that. But, yeah. Foxy watched the pilot of The X-Files and Deep Throat. Which, well, it's the first 2 episodes. She was just testing it to see how it worked. Luckily, I had Amazon Prime, so I joined in for a bit. And Raz says, I do. Ah, well, Raz, next time I'm on Twitch, you get a Twitch subscription through your Amazon Prime. No, anyway. Ah, right. Oh, really? Yeah, desktop audio's... Yeah, sorry, desktop audio was muted. Yeah, no one heard a damn word you just said, Blind Girl.
Oh, good. Then nobody has to know that I crossed the Mario line into Sonic the Hedgehog book.
Oh, they know now.
Damn it! But yeah, it was the tale of the lost sneaker.
Actually, I think I might know what you meant. I was looking at some of these because they did bring out some adventure books. You know, like kind of like choose. Yeah, they did bring out some choose your own adventure books based around Sonic as well. Hang on.
He had like a favorite pair of sneakers, and what was weird is in the book he needed the damn sneakers to run, but everywhere else he just needed the damn rings. So which is it, Mr. Hedgehog? Are you fast with the freaking super rings, or your super smelly sneakers?
Actually, the rings don't really do that much for him.
Yeah, because I mean he can survive without the rings. Just the rings make him.
Yeah.
So he can take an extra hit usually.
Well, I meant in like Storyland, not in Gameland. In Storyland, the rings were more important than in the game.
Hang on a sec.
At least the special adventure ring that would come out of the water in that little special watery place that they had that I can't remember the name of, and like a ring would come out of there or something like that. And it would be like a special power ring, and
I think I found the one you're talking about now. Obviously,
would always try to take it.
Obviously, Blind Girl, you won't be able to confirm this by sight, obviously, but I've just had a look on eBay. I found a book called Sonic in the Fourth Dimension.
Steve, I think Pong was early 70s, I believe.
I don't know. I just know.
Let's have a look,
I have
actually.
A book
about
the suit.
Incidentally, to finish what I was saying before, Money for Nothing was 1985.
And your chicks for free.
Oh yeah. Hang on a sec. Let's find Pong.
Did Sonic also want his MTV?
Yep. Pong was 1972. Yeah.
Yeah, Pong's
I hate Pong.
Boop. Bop. Yeah, so...
Exactly. It's like insanity that comes up on your brain in increments, and then before you know it, you've spent like 2 hours watching a ball just go back and forth with this little paddle, and you realize you're ridiculous, and then you just get up and actually go do something a little more productive, whereas the video games nowadays has more things in it, so you feel like you've actually accomplished something, whereas Pong just drives you into insanity.
Yeah, I think I agree with Ease on this one. I think I agree with the Magnavox Odyssey. That thing didn't even have fucking graphics. You had to put stickers on your TV for the graphics.
Oh yeah, they were like overlays because the system itself could only draw like blocks. So you needed an overlay to put the blocks into some sort of context. Hi, Jack.
What? What are you yelling at? It's a subway. Why are you mad at the subway? You know what? If you were watching Sonic, it would go faster than that subway. What? You want me to go away? Oh, I'll be like Sonic. All right.
Rinny J says, sounds like when I play The Sims. Yeah. I've not played
Oh my god. That is another insanity.
Actually, The Sims is probably a game you could play blind, though.
No. It
You
is too complex.
Yeah.
I always thought The Sims was quite simple.
But hang on a second.
No.
Hang on a second. Blanco, you play Civ. You play Civilization.
Hmm?
How is The Sims
not
more complicated than Civ?
Because The Sims, you are bound by time. And to be really super awesome at The Sims, you have to form a daily routine to have everything at its maximum efficiency so you can get to work and come home and get all of the great stuff and look fabulous with all of your friends. And I can tell you in the beginning, The Sims be easy, but later on when you get into more complex things, especially when time is a factor, or say when people just randomly come over to visit, yeah, that can get a little difficult, especially when you only have one cell phone as a screen reader.
Yeah, true.
Civ is more complex in thought because you have to strategize how to build up your civilization to dominate the map. But how to actually do that is the gameplay is very simple. And so while I rely on my screen reader for things, Drunk learned last night, a lot of it is also memorization.
Ah.
Like, he's like, how do you play Baba Is You? And I said, well, I formulate what the level looks like in my mind, and all the steps is like a square. Like
She's connected to the Matrix.
Kinda. And he was like, oh my god, that is like fabulous. And I'm like, well, yeah. Sonic, I would be screwed.
Yeah, because Sonic requires a lot of like fast reactions and
You think?
and
A screen reader would be like
anticipation as well.
blue hedgehog. Scenery.
Yeah.
Because hedgehog would just be gone. And I would just already be dead before I find out where I went.
And Trucker says, if you've ever said, dude, get your pizza off the table, I'm fighting She-Star here. We could be, yeah, nice. Facts like third generations. Right. Raz mods her Sims game out.
I have not done that. That would have been fun. I have The Sims 3 on my computer when I first got it. It was like, it's still on Steam, listed as favorite game, even though I've clearly played Stardew way more than The Sims.
Well, no. The favourites thing on Steam, you set that yourself.
Well,
That's nothing to do with how. That's nothing to do with how often you've played it. You must have at some point set Sims as one of your favourites.
well, I'm ridiculous.
So, alright. Who wants some cheats for nearly 30-year-old games?
Oh, I love cheese. Give it to me.
Cheats.
Oh, cheese.
Yeah.
Give that to me too, because I love to cheat.
So, because this is realistic, I mean, I've played the ones this issue that we're looking at of Sonic the Comic, you know, Micro Machines, which I never really played that much of. Kid Chameleon, again,
Okay.
never really played.
I've played that.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever sort of put any serious time into it, but... So the only one this issue that I could possibly comment on is Sonic the Hedgehog. So let's have a look at what cheat they're giving for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Mega Drive. Right, so, oh no, not that level select cheat again, surely. No, apparently they get asked for the level... Right, the level select cheats in the original Sonic games were ridiculous. It's like... When you switched on the...
Turn left, right, A and start together, that's not too hard.
Well, it got even worse. For Sonic 3, right, you had to press, I think, a total of about 16 different button presses, all before the actual title screen came up. So when you switched on the Mega Drive and it came up with Sega, you had to press about 16 buttons in the time it took for that to fade out and the title screen to come up.
What I loved about codes and cheats was that back in the primitive ways of using it, if you put in like the wrong letter, it could seriously fuck up the gameplay.
Yeah.
Which I used to call the weird world or bizarro world or strange game.
That would have been things. That would have been things using like the Game Genie or Action Replay cartridges.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they do is they actually alter the ROM data.
Oh, you mean like Baba Is You, but in Game Genie form?
Yeah, they actually alter the ROM data. So essentially, with Game Genies, you could, in fact, make Mario neon green, for instance, if you put the right combination of letters and that in, because it's all done on a very
fuck the game up.
Yeah. I mean, it's things like, right, the password system in Metroid, right? People have been saying for years that there's a password in a rude password that the developers put into Metroid. It's not. It wasn't deliberately put in. It's just because the values of those letters in terms of the ROM produce this effect. It wasn't a deliberate cheat code put in by the developers. It's the way the password system works. You could, in theory, make your own passwords from scratch.
Metroid was like unnecessarily hard right from episode 1.
It was. I've only ever beaten Metroid 1, the very first Metroid for the NES. I've only ever done it once.
I can't remember if Sockback did it. I know I got to level 3, but Sockbit, I think, got a little further.
But then a lot of the old like fucking 16-bit and 8-bit games were all really fucking hard anyway, weren't they?
Well, yeah.
Well, so you got the money's worth from the game.
Yeah, it was by design. It was also a lot of early video games were ports of arcade games. Now, arcade games were designed to suck coin, basically. So that's why a lot of games were hard. It's so that, you'd die and then you'd put more money in the machine to finish it.
Having connection issues.
How are you?
Her.
Ah, right. Who's her? The cat's mother. But in short, the cheat for Sonic the Hedgehog here, it's jumping into the fruit machine is a bit of a gamble. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it can be disastrous. To help you win loads of rings, try this. Start the wheel spinning as soon as the first reel stops and press C immediately.
Yeah, she's having tech problems.
Ah, right. So basically, they're trying to push the old... Right. Did you ever play Gen 1 Pokemon?
No, I've seen the first film.
Ah, right.
Watched the cartoon and stuff, but that's about it.
Well, yeah, the original Pokemon game, there was a rumour that went round for quite a number of years after it came out. That if when you're catching a Pokemon, if you hold down and B, it actually increases your chances of catching the Pokemon. And people would swear by it. People would be, no, it totally bloody works. Look at this. It does nothing. It actually does nothing.
I don't think I've actually played that much of the Pokemon games themselves. I had the cards and I watched the TV show as a kid, but never really played much of the games. I always thought they were a bit boring.
That's fair. That's fair. They're quite slow RPGs. There's a lot of grinding involved in them, or training, as they call it in that. There's a lot of grinding involved. But yeah, just going back to Game Genie as well. Yeah, look, like I said, look, they print Game Genie codes. The problem is, though, Game Genies were quite expensive themselves. And weren't always guaranteed to work either. Yes, Rin, I said grinding. Grinding. But yeah, Game Genies and Action Replays, they weren't always guaranteed to work, and they were expensive. So not many people I knew had them growing up. So yeah, obviously this issue, it continues the Wonder Boy in Demon World strip, which Wonder Boy wasn't really that big over here. So sort of their decision to sort of make this a comic strip was a bit.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, it was always the comic strip I skipped when I got this magazine. But I've just noticed this. There's a little Sonic the Comic in the actual strip. So apparently this weird looking bad guy reads Sonic the Comic. And here we are with the letters page. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of these letters. Right. Dear Sonic the Comic, when I first read your comic, it was dinner time, and I got so interested in it I would not eat my dinner. So as soon as I finished it, I thought as soon as I finished reading it, I'm writing to Sonic the Comic. Here I am. If you would publish this, I would be running around showing everyone, so please print my letter. From Lucinda Wade, Master System owner, and a Sonic badge winner. They all are. If your letter gets printed or your picture gets printed, you won a little Sonic badge. However, the magazine replies, "So what happened, Linda? Did you eventually have your dinner? Did you ever eat again? You can't leave the massed ranks of Sonic the Comic boomers dangling like this. We demand to know!" Oh, where's that one? I was looking through this the other day. They gave it a really pissy answer to some kid who'd written in. I think, was it in? I think it might have been in the ones we looked at on Twitch. So give me a sec. They gave a really sort of passive-aggressive answer. No, it wasn't those. Wasn't that one. That's adorable. Aw. Right, hold on. I think it might have been in one of the later-ish ones. So we'll have a proper look at this, but I'm just going to see if I can find it now. It was some kid who'd written in about his mum being addicted to Sega games.
I assume he was annoyed because he didn't get a chance to play on the console as much as he wanted.
No, he wrote in because his mum shouted at him for interrupting her playing the game. And they gave a really shitty passive-aggressive answer. But yeah, this is one of the issues that I really wanted to look at on this stream. They printed a comic which explains the origin of Sonic, and this is actually canon. This is actually canon. This is how Sonic became Sonic.
Question is though, did he ever learn to tie his shoes?
He doesn't need to. They're pumps.
Oh, they're shoelaces.
They don't.
Well, what I'm looking at anyway.
They don't. Right.
But it was just because I'm delayed.
The early designs of Sonic, they're just pumps. They're just slip-ons. And then from the Sonic Adventure era onwards, it was a buckle on the side.
Well, I was looking at the front cover, and the front cover has him with his shoes untied.
Oh yeah, because this was, this was apparently what Sonic looked like before he became Sonic. To be fair, those shoes look horrible as well. They look like they smell. So yeah, basically the comic, it's Sonic takes his friends to go and see like some sort of oracle, the omnipotent Omniviewer, right? Who then tells Sonic's friends how Sonic became Sonic. Basically, Sonic somehow managed to get into the laboratory of a Dr. Ovi Kintobor, who was running random experiments with the Chaos Emeralds, wanting to eradicate evil from the planet Mobius. Right? And so he befriended Sonic. And in fact, when he discovered that Sonic, the brown Sonic, had a propensity for being able to run very fast, he incorporated that into his experiments. After an accident, Sonic became blue for some reason. Later on, Dr. Ovi Kintobor has an accident with a rotten egg and one of his very powerful machines, and becomes Dr. Ivo Robotnik. This is all canon, by the way. the pre Sonic looks fresh from the Iggy Pop concert. Yeah. So yeah, this started a bit of an arc in the comic of Robotnik trying to take over Mobius, but yeah, they corrected that a few issues later. So this was interesting. When I looked back at this the other day, I didn't realise Bubsy was on the Mega Drive as well, because I only ever seem to remember seeing it on the SNES. But Bubsy the Bobcat, you know, everyone's favourite gaming mascot, actually got a release on the Mega Drive as well. irritating character he was as well, though. What could possibly go wrong? Your longevity, Bubsy. That's what could possibly go wrong. But yeah, they tried to sort of be a alternate version of Sonic with Bubsy, in the fact that the gameplay was very fast. You could move sort of very fast through the levels, but the key mistake they made was they had one-hit deaths, right? So as soon as you hit an enemy or ran into an enemy in the wrong way, that's it, dead, right? But they didn't have any like safety on that like Sonic does. Because with Sonic it's the same thing. If you've got no rings and you hit an enemy, you die, right? If you've got rings, then yeah, Bubsy. I know, right? But one of the key mistakes they made was they didn't have that safety that you have with Sonic. It was just literally, you touch an enemy in the wrong part of its hitbox, you die. You die. You die.
This is one-hit death, basically.
Yeah. That and the physics when you jumped and things like that were like ridiculously floaty and bouncy. You basically had no. Yeah, Steve's just pointed out Bubsy. Bubsy 3D was utter crap. That was PlayStation, though. Let me make a note of that. I just had a thought. Now I've got my PlayStation emulator back up and running. For some reason it wasn't working. Now I've fixed it. That might be an idea for a stream if I can find an ISO of Bubsy 3D. Because for that I've got a couple of original PlayStation games that I want to play on stream. Crash Bandicoot, Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid. We'll be doing the I'll be doing Silent Hill very soon, actually, because I really want to replay Silent Hill.
Yeah, I found it already.
Eh?
Obviously 3D ROM.
Oh, nice.
Put it in plain text.
Cheers, mate.
That website's actually quite good, although some of the ROMs don't work for some reason.
Is it because of the BIOS you're using for your PlayStation emulator?
Well, it's the 1995 version, it says, but
well, yeah, no. What I mean is, on with PlayStation emulators, right? You have to have the right region BIOS to play certain region games as well. So if you've got the BIOS for the PAL PlayStation, you can only play PAL games on it.
Most of the games are American, so I must see American BIOS then.
You can tell by it will say if it has a U in a bracket next to the name or somewhere in the name. That'll be the American one. It'll be E for PAL, as in Europe.
Yeah, it's US.
Yeah. Well, I'll check the link out later anyway. Ranger X, I don't remember that. or Robo Aleste. Which, to be fair, just sounds like an OnlyFans account. Robo Aleste on OnlyFans. Someone who cosplays as a sexy robot or something, I don't know. And here we go, the review for Jurassic Park on the Mega Drive. NTSC. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Trucker. There's...
Uh-oh.
Huh?
You just got it there for a second.
No, I stopped talking because I had a bit of wind. Yeah, I had a bit of wind, so I just stopped talking to get rid of it. So yeah, Jurassic Park for the Mega Drive. It's kind of weird version of weird game. In fact, none of the games of Jurassic Park got it right. I don't think. Even the SNES one, which I fucking loved, the SNES version of Jurassic Park. Biggest problem with that as well, well, considering that I streamed an entire playthrough of it months ago, you can't save. You can't save, and there's no password system. You have to do the whole game in one go. Which is what I did. I should have done. I should have downloaded that stream and uploaded it to YouTube. But I didn't think, did I? So, right, welcome to Jurassic Park. A monster-sized game from a monster of a film. Yeah, they're literally... Well, this was 1993 this magazine came out, so Jurassic Park was the biggest thing then. I mean, we've already looked at and gone over the toy line from Kenner and how ridiculous that was. The fucking Dennis Nedry. For those that didn't see the stream, I've still got eBay open, so I'll look it up. I'll show you this. Right. Okay, I'll open that. Then I'll get a picture of Dennis Nedry from Jurassic Park up again. Here we go. Right. Give me a sec. Switch window capture. So this is Dennis Nedry as he appears in Jurassic Park. This fat fucker. It's Newman from Seinfeld. Right? When it came to making the toys for the film, check out that buff motherfucker with a nerve gas sprayer on it on his back. Hang on. Oh, the page is still bloody. There we go.
I mean, they were kind to him, I give him that. they were kind to him.
Yeah. Well, he clearly did say the magic word. That's why he ended up looking like that. Alright, hang on. Hey! That wasn't right. I showed you the folder rather than the actual program. I've now reconfigured window capture so I can do that kind of thing. So if I do need to show random, part 2 of Kid Chameleon. Do you know what?
I know that's a lot of comics.
Yeah, and that's entirely fine. It's supposed to be a comic. It's a comic aimed at children. So obviously, the Sonic ones you can understand. Kid Chameleon, yeah. The Streets of Rage one is a bit. That's aimed at. It's not really aimed at kids. That game, is it?
Yeah, the kids probably would have played it.
Yeah, but the tone the comic took as well was very sort of dark.
I remember playing GTA when I was a kid when I wasn't supposed to.
Well, yeah.
Games like that. So.
GTA was one of the few video games at the time that actually had a BBFC rating as well. It was outright rated 18 by the BBFC, which under our laws means it would have been illegal to sell it to somebody under the age of 18. Hi, Em. But this is the thing people tend to forget about, like ESRB ratings, and over here we have the PEGI ratings, PEGI. They're not legally enforceable. It's just the BBFC do step in sometimes and will classify a game and say, no.
I think there's been campaigns for years to try and make it like so it is the same as films.
And to a degree, I can agree with that. To a degree, I can see that working. Well, I can't see it working, but I can agree with it. Rate games based on content and make them legally enforceable. The only problem is, right, the amount of pushback that that happened when the ESRB formed in the mid-90s, round about this time. So we'll probably come across some stuff about that. But the ESRB was more a corporate agreement than anything else. It was caused by Senate action. The American Senate got involved, over the moral panic, due to violent video games like Night Trap, Mortal Kombat. And the games companies agreed, well, alright, we'll set up a council that give games ratings. And the only effect it had was major retailers agreed that they would only sell games that had these ratings. Now, to submit your game for the rating was entirely optional. You didn't have to. But major retailers would only stock your games if you had. So, you could still make, games intended for adults and not get them rated. It's just you won't see in America. You wouldn't see them in like Target or Walmart or Toys R Us. It was just an advisory thing, whereas in the UK, the BBFC is legally enforceable. Shops can be shut down if they're proved. I mean, how the fuck you would ever prove it, I don't know. But shops can legally be shut down if you sell, say, an 18 rated DVD to somebody under the age of 18.
I think it's easier to get away with buying that now, though, because they could just make an Amazon or eBay account or whatever.
Yeah, true.
Buy those things.
There's always ways around these things. There's always ways around these things, but I'm talking about on a sort of mass corporate level, right? There's no way that. Well, they are legally enforceable, but there's no way to prove it. They have to kind of like with pubs and clubs and supermarkets with alcohol and things like that. If you're under the age of 18 and you pick up a copy of, say, Grand Theft Auto 5, right? Just let me double check. Just let me double check something. Fucking hell, it's hard to move now. Hang on. That's interesting. That's interesting. Sorry, I've got Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5 for the PS3. Right? I've just picked up both of them. Grand Theft Auto 4 has an 18 rated BBFC 18 rated certificate, right? Grand Theft Auto 5 just has an 18 PEGI certificate. Which means, realistically, technically, kids could buy Grand Theft Auto 5, but not Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, without going too much into the content of either game, I would say 5 is worse, but...
There's the thing as well, I think some get, like, higher ratings because of, like, the number of swearing and stuff in them, the amount of swearing in them, which is stupid. Because you can get things that have, like, more violence, which I would say is worse than swearing. I can get a lower rating.
I think...
Stupid.
I did look into this once. Kind of the criteria that the BBFC use when giving certificates. The British Board of Film Classification. Let's see. I'll change the window so you guys can see the page I'm looking at as well. So, alright, about classification. Let's have a look at what it takes to get an 18 rating in a game. Well, not a game, just any form of, like, home media. So, 18, only suitable only for adults. No one younger than 18 may see an 18 film in the cinema. No one younger than 18 may rent or buy an 18 rated video work. Adults should be free to choose their own entertainment, which it then repeats. They've remolded this website, because the last time I looked at this, they did actually have the criteria on there as well. But right, so exceptions are most likely in the following cases: where material is in breach of the criminal law or has been created through the commission of... Oh, right. Well, that stuff shouldn't be sold anyway, let alone given a certificate.
Then if it's a film that has drug use in it, is that in breach of the criminal law? Is that... What do they mean by that?
I think it would be depictions of drug use would be okay if it wasn't actual drug use. If you put out a film where somebody is, I don't know, say shooting up, for instance, that you just couldn't release that. However, if somebody was simulating or depicting injecting heroin, then it would get an 18 certificate.
I see, you can show that. I remember years ago there was a TV show, I think it was only shown in Scotland though. It was on BBC Scotland where a guy was taking heroin on the camera.
Well, with it being Scotland, was it on CBeebies? Start 'em young. Start 'em young.
It was on BBC One. I think you can show that.
Right, okay. Sex works. Sex works at 18. Sex works are works whose primary purpose is sexual arousal or stimulation. Sex works containing only material which may be simulated are generally passed at 18. So, softcore porn. Wildling! Wildling! You make me want to simulate sexual action. No, how's it going, sweetheart? Right, sex works contain clear images of real sex, strong fetish material, sexually explicit animated images, or other very strong sexual images. Will be confined to the R18 category. Which
yeah,
I think
R18 is the worst one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think R18 is the you can only buy R18 rated works in pawn shops, licensed pawn shops. Yeah, especially licensed cinemas, or only supplied in licensed sex shops and to adults only.
But then with internet porn, that kind of thing's outdated now anyway.
Well, yeah, true. You no longer have to go into a shop, go into a little booth. No,
nobody's gonna know you had a wank today.
Distinct lack of people looking sheepish coming out of a backstreet shop with a paper bag. That looks like... Have you just bought a book, sir? Yes, it's a book. What? Why is it in a paper bag? Do you know what? Thinking about it, that's one of the weird things that always confused me. Right, you know, one of the like stereotypical depictions of a down and out drunk would be somebody walking out of like an off license or a liquor store with a bottle in a brown paper bag, but they'd always crunch the bag around the bottle. So it was very clear what the bag contained.
This is why you have to be smart about that kind of thing, like drinking vodka out of a water bottle or something. See who's gonna know. I think you can actually get away with drinking on the street as well.
Well, yeah. Oh, hang on a sec. I need a quick wee, so I'm going to go into Be Right Back. But when I come back, I've got a weird fucking story to tell. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, see, well, listen. Yeah, see, and I bet they got away with it as well because they were smart about it. They all like wants to drink in school. Wildling, how much are you going to pay for me to dance for you? No, I'm not singing.
I'm back. If
If
you want,
I was thinking dance if you pay me money.
yes, if you want Scotsman to sing, it's streamlabs.com/MankPete.
Oh, that's for you to sing.
No, that's for you to sing. I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back.
But yeah, right. So, a few years ago, after work one evening, I took a trip to Morrison's to get a bit of shopping in, right? And I treated myself to a few big bottles of beer, right? Now, I'm walking home from the supermarket, right, with these bags. One of the bags gives way. The handles snap and boom, it hits the ground. The one with the big bottles of beer in.
Did it break?
No, the bottles didn't break, but the cap, you know, the actual bottle cap got knocked off slightly. So, as I pick it up, I realise, hang on a sec, that is perfectly salvageable if I just hold on that. Nothing's going to come out of it. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. So I decide to take that bottle out of the bag, hold it in my hand with the bag as well, carry on walking down the street. It's perfectly fine. I'm just holding a bottle of beer by its neck to hold the bottle top on. Then I see my boss walking towards me when I've got essentially an open bottle of beer which starts fizzing over randomly just as he comes into sight. This bottle of beer just starts fizzing over. I'm like, oh no. So I have to put all my shopping down, and then I'm like, right, okay, I'm either going to have to jettison this bottle or do something about it. And I make the stupid decision of putting my mouth around the bottle to catch the beer. Just as my boss notices me. Essentially in the street, crouched in the middle of the pavement, drinking. In a very weird looking way as well. So he walks past me. You're right there, Peter. See you in work tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, you will. What the fuck am I going to do?
Oh, so it was a weekday as well. That makes it even worse.
Well, actually, it wasn't. It was Friday, because I used to work weekends.
If it was a day you were working, that makes it bad.
Well, yeah, it wasn't like I'd gone and got a crate and I was going to get pissed that night. It was literally, I just bought a couple of the big, how big are they? Because, yeah, about like 600, 500 milliliter bottles of beer. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. That said, there were quite a few shifts I did at that place where either I was hungover to fuck, or in some cases still drunk from the night before. Say we'd gone out the night. Say we'd gone out one night after work, and then those of us who were in work early the next day tumbled in, still drunk.
I did that once, never again.
I got good at hiding it though. I got very good at hiding it.
I don't know, no one noticed. It was just I felt like absolute shit.
Yeah. With me, it was as soon as I realised that especially with hangovers, right? When I'm hungover, I go mega loud in a kind of way to say, I'm definitely not hungover. Don't worry about it. Wait, let's have some fun. Oh, God. No, definitely not hungover. When I realised that I have a tendency to do that, I kind of learnt to curb it. Anyway. Time is it? 9:30. Let's get back to this. Right. So yeah, Streets of Rage Part 2. Jesus. All them guns. Rest in peace, Ken's Corner Shop, apparently.
What?
The opening panel for Part 2 of Streets of Rage has a sign flying out saying Ken's Corner Shop outside of an explosion. So I think Ken's Corner Shop has exploded. Apparently this issue as well, they decided to give a complete solution to Tiny Toon Adventures on the Mega Drive. Because who didn't want to finish that game? Did you ever watch Tiny Toon Adventures?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It was kind of like the Animaniacs, but less funny.
Yeah, Animaniacs was better.
Yeah. Part 7, Jesus Christ, they dragged the Wonder Boy comic out, didn't they? And alright, let's have... What the fuck? The fuck is this? That's supposed to be Amy Rose. What the blood? Her head's wider than her torso. I'm gonna say, one of the letters this issue, Rebel with a cause. Oh, no, hang on, the magnifier doesn't work.
She kind of looks like a tree.
Yeah, the magnifier doesn't work at this zoom. But dear Sonic the Comic, my dad says your comic costs too much and I'm not to buy it, but I still do. No
so she wouldn't be able to stand up.
Eh?
Legs that thin, you wouldn't be able to stand up.
No. But yeah, so Sonic the Comic replies with, "You rebel, James. Hope your dad now realises Sonic the Comic is excellent value for money." Well, at this point, what was it? Had they No, it was still 95p at this time. They raised the price of it quite early in, and people were like, no.
Did it come with a toy?
A lot of the issues actually did come with free gifts.
I thought the free gift wasn't really free though. Like, the thing itself would have only cost about 10p to print, and the rest would have just gone on the toy.
Yeah, it's true, and it kind of got worse with a lot of comics when they just started giving like penny sweets away with it, or Chupa Chup lollies. Free lolly with this issue.
It's not really free, though, is it?
No.
No, this isn't just an adult cynical mind thinking this. I thought this was the child as well.
Hang on a sec. Someone's throwing hands. I've just spotted this. Someone's throwing hands in the letter section this fortnight. Fucking moved it now. Here we go. Dear Sonic, everyone is saying you've got attitude. You've got an attitude. What attitude? Don't you get bored with all those badniks and Tails' eternal whimperings? What I'm saying is that you need a break. Why don't you come to the new pleasure park I'm building? It's called Egton Towers. It's great. Oh, I'm gonna say this was a plant. I've just realised it. I've just read the name.
Yes, Shucker, we did.
I've just read the fucking rest of this level. Not level, letter. Why don't you visit the new pleasure park I'm building? It's called Egton Towers and it's great. You'll be looked after by my greatest slaves. I mean, workers. And it'll be very exciting. From Dr. Kinterbore, Death Egg, Space, Rotten Egg Winner. P.S. Bring that snivelling, sorry, charming friend of yours, Miles Prower, with you. Oh, jeez. The thing is, though,
Kid was a really edgy kid.
Doing shit like that, though, doing stuff like that, though, would no. That was put in by like the editorial staff, clearly.
Even like, this is the kind of kid that was in detention a lot and thought he was cool. No,
that was clearly put in by the editorial staff. But the problem is, though, that then puts the veracity of the other letters into question.
And lollipop, lollipop, lollipop.
Hey, you all got Scotsman to sing for free.
I did. They were talking about lollipops in the chat. They came into my head.
Fair enough. Remember the ice cream flavour Chupa Chups? Yeah, I think I do. Right, hang on. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Well, let's just have a look at issue 9. We'll move on to some of the other kind of magazines I've got. Jungle Strike still at number 1 a month later. Big seller, and I can't believe I never played it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the Mega CD chart is full now. They have 10 entries. They have 10 games out. And Night Trap was number 1. I still want to play Night Trap on stream. I think I might have worked out a way of doing it. Because I've got the PC rebuild of it. It's the same game, it's just it's remade in the Unity engine.
Actually, is there such a thing as a Sega CD or Mega CD emulator, or is that too complicated?
No, there is. Most Mega Drive or Genesis emulators actually support Mega CD ISOs as well. So it is possible, but I'm saying I've got the version of Night Trap that's on Steam. Hang on. The hell, Steam. Steam takes a moment to wake up sometimes. Oh yeah, I was playing Doom earlier. Right, hold on. Let's change window capture to Steam for a second. It's not fucking... What? Oh, never mind. I don't know why it does that. I'll just do it like this instead. I'll bring it up in Chrome. Right. Yeah, this is the game we're talking about. Night Trap. Night Trap tells the story of 5 teenage girls spending the weekend at the Martin home. As a member of the Special Control Attack Team, or SCAT for short. They've got to have known what they were doing with that there. Your job is to monitor the home and protect the girls using an intricate system of cameras and traps, as it's been invaded by vampires. Basically, it's a slightly piece of shit game, but it's good fun. Stupid.
I at the time it would have been cool.
What? Sorry, mate.
At the time it was cool.
Yeah, it says it's been remastered. By remastered, what they mean is actually the UI has been remastered. The actual video side of it, all the stuff that actually happens on the screen, hasn't been. It still looks terrible.
Hello, James. Well done for not dying.
Yep. Congratulations for going another day without suffering death. I guess. What? I've not died either. Neither is Scotsman. Neither is anyone in the chat, clearly. We're all still alive.
It's also a Thursday as well, so things are going to celebrate the fact he's not died. And celebrating it's also a Thursday. Double celebration.
Hey, double celebration. What the? No. Ah, Echo the Dolphin for the Game Gear. I didn't know that got a Game Gear port. Get ready for some of the biggest and best Game Gear conversions ever seen. Echo has been faithfully converted from the classic 16-bit Mega Drive original to the 8-bit Game Gear. From the moment you switch on and see the title screen, you will realise just how... Oh, Jesus! Donation.
Dance, Scotty, dance. Sing, Scotty, sing.
Thank you very much, M, for the donation, who says, dance, Scotty, dance, sing, Scotty, sing.
No.
Thank you very much. So, Echo the Dolphin, Jurassic Park, Home Alone, and Fantastic Little Ease. I'm gonna say again, I didn't know they did a Fantastic Dizzy port for the Mega Drive. Or had forgotten. Yeah, the Home Alone game, though. The Home Alone games were awful. All of them. All of them were fucking shit.
Movie games generally are, though, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. So apparently in this issue as well, Kid Chameleon turns into Cyclops from the X-Men. But they give him a gun. Oh. Preview of Sonic CD. The forgotten and underappreciated Sonic game, actually. Sonic CD was really, really good. Let's see. I mean, apart from obviously the wacky workbench zone, which was fucking bullshit. You've played Sonic CD, haven't you, Scotsman?
Yeah.
Wacky workbench. Fucking shit, innit?
What's that one? Is that the one where you chase the robot?
No,
You,
no. Wacky workbench is the one where if you hit the bottom of the stage, you bounce right back up.
oh yeah, that one. Yeah, in the arse.
Yeah. James will be right back. But you've just got here, James.
Maybe you need the poo.
Be right back. He'll say back, then not say anything for a bit, and then be right back.
It's interaction.
Yeah. Yeah, another part of Streets of Rage. Ninjas. Oh god, as if we didn't have enough ninjas with the Shinobi comic strip. Oh yeah, I've got it on 2-page view again.
Anyone ever played Sonic R?
I've never played it. Never played Sonic R, actually.
Good shit.
I've heard that, yeah.
It's got a good soundtrack, but that's the only redeeming quality of that game. So your bars are getting longer, eh?
Say again.
Just saying, I swear your bah-ha-has are getting longer.
You're laughing harder. Oh god, someone's done fan art of Bubsy the Bobcat. Oh, really? Why don't I pick the magnifier? I can just zoom in. Oh dear. If you're a fan of Bubsy the Bobcat in the early 90s, good god, you were in for a massive disappointment. Like I said earlier, what could possibly go wrong? Apparently this is how Lee Harrison thinks Sonic and Tails look behind the scenes, with Tails destined to I say destined, I mean the words left me, but consigned to a life of Antifa protests, and Sonic, by the look of it, would be...
That's the red coat, so therefore he's the one stopping the Antifa protests.
Well, no, I was going to say, but better served as a gay stripper? I don't know. Either way, it doesn't look right. Let's have a look.
To be fair, considering that was a little kid to do that, it's still better than anything I could draw. I mean, he's probably like in his late 30s, early 40s by now, but, you know, fair play.
Alright, hang on. Let's see. So apparently they just print random celebrities playing Sega games. So in this issue they've got Harry Enfield. Hey, you don't want to do it like that. To be fair, he could afford. Harry Enfield could afford a Game Gear because he's got loads of money. Just one of his catchphrases.
Game Gear's kind of not expensive.
Well, actually, they were. They were more expensive than the Game Boy. But their selling point was the fact that obviously they were colour, backlit as well.
It was, if you had a Master System, you had basically the same thing, only portable.
Yeah, yeah. And with a really horrifically smaller screen. Hang on a sec. I'll show you this. Right, let's see if I can find...
Wait, have you seen the Game Gear Micros?
Yeah, I have. I've heard about that. Yeah.
You'll get fucking carpets on and play one of them.
Alright, hold on. for now. But yeah, the other celebrities they've got are Joe Strummer and Paul Simon from The Clash, apparently, playing Game Gear. And Bruce Dickinson from AC/DC. And this fortnight's comic was Mega Talks, where Sonic faces off against a giant bubblegum bubble, by the look of it. Reviews for this fortnight were Street Fighter 2, incorrectly combining both words, Street Fighter, as one word. Aladdin for the Mega Drive, which is always like heralded as one of the best like Disney licensed games. However, the SNES version of it was much better, very different. The Mega Drive one had the benefit of the fact the artwork for the actual artwork and the sprites for the Sega version of it were made by Disney animators. But the SNES one was just a much better game. Ah, right, I see. Welcome back, James. Paul Simon from The Clash, Bruce Dickinson. No, seriously. Sorry, I said AC/DC, I meant Iron Maiden. But yeah, Paul Simon, or Simeon. I mispronounced it, that's all. And Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Sorry. Sorry, Scotsman. Not Scotsman. Sorry, trucker. I don't know. You're just my default person who gets arsey. So I kind of always assume if someone's getting arsey with me, it's going to be you. So right. And in this issue, Chameleon becomes the Fly. Apparently. I don't know. No. I just mispronounced Paul Simeon. Or Paul Simeon. Or maybe I pronounced it right and it's just a coincidence that it's spelt differently. I don't know. I like The Clash, but I don't know them well enough to know anyone apart from Joe Strummer from that band. Alright. Oh, Decap Attack. This was good. This was always good. I do remember enjoying the Decap Attack comic strips. It's a silly horror parody game for the Mega Drive, but the comic strips were always quite funny as well. Alright, art competition. Which one is better? The picture of Taz or the picture of Tails? Taz gets my vote.
Hasn't shown up for me yet. I'm delayed. Gotta go with Taz.
So, given that it's 10 now, I'll move on. We'll look at a couple of other comics. I might not have as much fun or funny things to say about them, but so yeah, they adapted Jurassic Park into a comic book around about this time as well. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking load. No. That should have worked. Fucking hell. This will teach me to mess around with files. To make the thumbnail for this stream, I had to bugger around with this file. Fuck it, we'll pick something else for now. I hope it's not done it to anything else, because I did it for... Right, let's see. No, I think it was just being picky. Oh no, hang on, that wasn't the file though, was it? Right. Yep, definitely being picky. Hold on a second, just let me check that message. Right. Okie doke. I am going to have to cut this stream slightly short. I might be back a little bit later, but yeah, I am going to have to cut this stream short. I need to go and deal with something. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to M for the donation. I'm just going to go deal with something. It's nothing serious, don't worry guys. I'll be right